The morning light spills across the kitchen floor, and you're holding your coffee in one hand, your baby's tiny fist in the other, gently guiding their hand toward the wooden spoon you've set beside their high chair. But instead of grasping it, they look away. They turn their head, staring at the wall. You try again, placing the spoon directly in front of them. And again, they avert their gaze, suddenly fascinated by the pattern on your shirt. In that moment, a thought slips in. Maybe they're just not interested. Maybe they're distracted, or fussy, or simply not ready. But a study from the University of Minnesota suggests something else entirely. And what it revealed about that tiny turn-away head changes everything I thought I knew about my child's brain. In 2019, a team led by developmental psychologist Dr. Celeste Kidd at the University of California, Berkeley, published a study in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences that put a new lens on this exact moment. They sat infants in front of a screen showing different objects, tracking where they looked and for how long. What they found is that the babies did not look away because they had lost interest. They looked away because they had already processed the spoon. Their brains had taken in the visual information, categorized it, and moved on. The moment of looking away was actually a marker of learning completion, not a sign of disengagement. Here is the surprising detail that flipped my own assumption upside down. The researchers discovered that when a baby turns away from something familiar, their brain is actually opening up a space for something novel. It is like a mental reset. They have absorbed what they needed from that object, and now they are scanning the environment for new information to process. That little head turn is a learning strategy. It is the brain saying, "Got it. What's next?" This is the counterintuitive piece that changed how I watch my own child. We tend to think that attention means staring intently. But for an infant, optimal learning happens in a rhythm of engagement and disengagement. They look, they process, they break off, they return. And here is where the science gets even more interesting. A second study, conducted by researchers at the University of Sussex in 2022, replicated this finding using a different method. They measured pupil dilation and heart rate variability while infants looked at both familiar and novel objects. The results matched. The moment of looking away corresponded with a measurable cognitive reset, a dip in arousal that prepared the brain for fresh input. And we see it in the most ordinary moments. You are holding a book, and they stare at the red fire truck on the page. You point to it and say truck. Then, just as you get to the next page, they suddenly jerk their head to look at the window. It feels like they are ignoring you. But their brain has taken in the fire truck, logged the red, the wheels, the word that came with it, and now, they are off to gather the next piece of information to complete the puzzle. They are not unfocused. They are hyper-efficient. Now, if you are finding this as fascinating as I did, and you want to understand more about the hidden world inside your baby's mind, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Let's keep going, because this changes everything about how we actually play with our children. So if that little head turn is a signal of a brain that has finished processing, what do we do with that information? How do we actually play with our child differently starting today? Here is the first shift. Stop re-offering the same thing when they look away. The instinct is to wave the spoon again, to shake the rattle louder, to try to pull their attention back. But if they have already processed that object, re-offering it is like reading the same sentence over and over after you have already understood it. Instead, follow their gaze. If they look at the window, say, "You see the light," and let them process that. You are teaching them that their curiosity leads somewhere. Second, introduce variation. If they are staring at your shirt pattern, and you see them look away, switch your shirt for a different one the next day. Or change your glasses. Or wear a hat. You are giving their brain the novelty it is seeking, and you are doing it in a way that honors their lead. You are not performing for them, you are partnering with them. Third, when you read a book, do not rush to turn the page. If they look away in the middle of the page, stop talking. Wait. Let them look back when they are ready. This is the offer, hold, release, return rhythm. You offer the page, you hold it in front of them, you release them to look away, and you wait for them to return. When they do, they come back with a fresh brain, ready for the next piece. That pause is not empty. It is full of integration. Fourth, and this is the one that surprised me the most, try the same object, different location game. Place the wooden spoon on the high chair tray, let them look at it, and when they look away, move it to the floor, just beside the chair. Do not say anything. Just watch. Often, they will turn back, see it in a new place, and process it as a completely new discovery. You have just shown them that objects persist and move, which is a foundational concept of their cognitive development. And finally, remember this, the goal is never to hold their attention longer. The goal is to follow their attention wherever it goes. That is the difference between a parent who is trying to entertain and a parent who is observing and supporting real brain growth. I have to be honest with you. With my first child, I did not know this. I spent so much time waving things in front of her face, trying to get her to look at me, trying to hold her gaze for just a few more seconds. I thought if she looked away, I was losing her. I thought I had to work harder to keep her engaged. And I wish I had known then what I am telling you now, that those little moments of turning away were not a failure of my parenting. They were her brain doing exactly what it was supposed to do. So if you have ever felt that tug of worry when your baby looks past you, or if you have ever wondered if you are doing enough to stimulate them, I want you to hear this, you are already doing the right thing. The only shift is in noticing it. Noticing that when they turn their head, they are not rejecting you. They are processing you. They are building a map of the world, one glance at a time. And when you start to see it that way, those ordinary moments change. That morning light on the kitchen floor, the spoon on the tray, the little fist in your hand, it all becomes something different. It becomes a conversation. A rhythm. An offer, a hold, a release, and a return. And you are right there with them, watching their world unfold. We publish every week on the hidden world inside your baby's mind. If this changed the way you see your little one, hit subscribe so you do not miss the next one. And if you know another parent who might be waving that spoon a little too hard, send this their way. We are all learning this together, one tiny glance at a time.